Hello, my name is Michelle Dempsey-Doiron, and today I'm going to be talking about hate speech, misinformation, and disinformation on social media, and my views on what the most effective ways of controlling such speech are. As we know, hate speech, misinformation, and disinformation can be incredibly harmful in society if it is left unchecked. It can cause divisions, biases, racism, and can be the cause of many issues in our demographic society. A lot of people have argued that the federal government should have a larger role in mitigating these types of speech in social media, but do we really think that government interjection is the best idea? Well, in my opinion, the government is clouded with political agendas that are deeply seated in their policies and procedures, and they may not be the best source of mitigation for hate speech and misinformation. There are a lot of varying opinions and points of view within the political parties that would be regulating this agenda, and putting the responsibility solely on them may foster certain biases or disinformation for the goals of these political parties. Furthermore, it's been argued that giving regulatory control over all social media platforms in Canada could be an infringement on Canadians' freedom of speech rights. So the reason that this is being said is because it's giving the governments pretty much the free rein to block entire websites or people from being viewed in Canada, and this could be viewed as getting dangerously close to an authoritarian regime. However, do I also think that private regulation is enough? Well, I do believe that private regulations through individual social media corporations is also not quite enough. Just because there's no official systems in place for regulation, social media websites don't always have the proper mitigation standards in place. So we can take, for example, TikTok. So TikTok is a social media platform that's developed in China. It's been increasingly brought to the attention of the public the level of racism and homophobia, as well as transphobia, hate speech against women, indigenous people, and people of color is a huge problem in this platform. There's no real regulations in place for this, seeing as it's not a Canadian company and the Canadian government cannot control what content that they place. And they don't actually always apply their own policies against hate speech or discrimination to the content that may deserve to be censored. So therefore, I really don't believe that having private regulations in place for individual social media platforms is going to eliminate hate speech completely, or misinformation and disinformation. So what I believe that there needs to be legal as well as private regulations in place. I don't think one or the other will be fully successful, and even with both government regulations and private regulations, it still may not be enough. I strongly believe that media literacy education should be taught to all people in school at a young age, so possibly in elementary school, and again in their teenagerhood. I really believe that most people who understand the implications of biases and misinformation or disinformation can make informed decisions about how they want to use their media platforms, what information should be reviewed, and what sources can be trusted. I think that through this education, people will be in a much better place to handle information provided to them through social media, and it will also help censor the speech that is deemed harmful. And furthermore, I do believe that a third-party corporation should be developed solely in the goal of reviewing and mitigating harmful speech on social media. Now, this obviously would be a huge development process and a big change in the way that people deal with social media, but I do believe that this would be the best form of structure that could eliminate bias and not have any hidden or alternative agendas that may influence the mitigation process. So thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you listening to me. Have a great day.